Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Lil Mike Fight Night. I'm your host, Pereira, and today we have a fun one. We're going to be going over Alex Pereira, talking about his rival in Glory Kickboxing, his full response. It's a guy he fought two separate times. One time he won, one time he lost. We're going to be talking about Joe Rogan going in on the UFC. Then we're going to be talking about Tom Aspinall possibly forcing Jon Jones to fight him. Then we're going to be flipping over to another video going over Max Holloway's response. If you enjoy not having to go through these whole MMA videos, you like the clip videos, just doing the best kind of most entertaining videos, at least in my opinion, subscribe and give me a like. But with that, let's go ahead and click play. How exciting would that be? That would be the second time Alex Pereira fought a Glory rival in kickboxing that transitioned over into MMA. I mean, I am all for it, guys. Comment down below. Would you like to see that? Of course, his rival needs to move up the ranks and obviously get into the UFC because he's not there yet. He's only had a few amateur fights, but I think that would be so exciting. It's kind of funny because his opponent said, hey, he had all these holes in his game in the second Israel Adesanya fight. Well, if you look at the first one, I would say Israel Adesanya, with his talented striking, I mean, he is so dynamic. He exposed him for 5 rounds. It's just that Alex Pereira caught him in the last round, in the 5th, with the knockout. Great fight. But let's go ahead and go over Joe Rogan fire shots at Dana White in the UFC. It's always entertaining to see Joe Rogan cross the line in between, like, you know, diehard MMA fan before he even worked for it, and also a company man. He is also one of the faces of the UFC. Let's go ahead and click play. Guys, talking about company man earlier before, it's kind of funny diving into this. Be a company man when you are not your own boss. When you have a boss, it sucks. But if you don't have the value, or you don't have, you know, the resources, or you don't have the opportunities to go somewhere else, you really, I wouldn't even say that, because it's going to be shitty no matter where you work, guys. Like, you got to just be what I call the bitch sometimes. You got to do the bitch work, which means, oh man, I want to film, but guess what? I'm under contract with the UFC. I want to be a fighter. I want to be a world champion. maybe I shouldn't go and take this opportunity and just do the thing for my company. But that's just my opinion. If you want to move up the ranks and have good standing with that company still, because obviously Rampage Jackson is disheartened because he's not getting tickets. Listen to Dana White, man. He's great for business and great at building your career. This is going to be the last one on this video, and then we're going to switch over from the MMA zone to this next one about Max Holloway and Illia Topuria. But let's get right into Daniel Cormier talking about Tom Aspinall forcing Jon Jones to fight him possibly.
Now, let's shift gears and take a look at Tom Aspinall can force UFC to make Jon Jones fight. While a bout between Jon Jones and Stipe Miocic has not been formally announced by the UFC, all signs have pointed to the pair competing inside the octagon for Jones' next fight. Despite that, Daniel Cormier believes that Tom Aspinall has an opportunity to make his case for a title unification bout undeniable when he steps into the octagon to fight Curtis Blaydes at UFC 304. Speaking in a recent video for his YouTube channel, Cormier explained that a dominant win for Aspinall could force the UFC to book a title unification bout.
Dude, could you imagine if Tom Aspinall just washes out Curtis Blaydes? Then the firestorm that would start to gather for him to fight Jones? Or Curtis Blaydes just demolishes Tom Aspinall? It would be crazy. Here's the difference though. For there to truly be an uprising, it would have to be Aspinall destroying Blaydes.
Of course, Jones and the UFC have both made it clear that the odds of a Jones-Aspinall fight are incredibly slim, with Dana White stating repeatedly that he and the UFC have no plans to deviate from the Jones-Miocic fight. Despite that, there's still a possibility that Jones decides to stick around for a title unification fight against Aspinall, depending on how things play out against Stipe Miocic. Joe Rogan sends a warning to Alex Pereira after his win over Jiří Procházka at UFC 303. During a recent episode of the Joe Rogan Experience, Rogan and Rampage Jackson talked about Alex Pereira's win over Jiří, and while both were impressed with...
Yeah, guys, that's an interesting point, man. I personally think that all day, every day, I think that, Aspinall should be fighting Jon Jones. I mean, the fact that he is actually defending his interim belt with Curtis Blaydes, even though Jon Jones has a scheduled fight with Stipe Miocic, or maybe it's not scheduled, it's coming up. It's the fact that he's defending it and there's still a champion. It's never happened before. So in my opinion, Jon Jones just needs to fight Tom Aspinall. He's not really just a contender anymore. He has an amazing winning streak. He's knocking out some of the meanest guys in the UFC. He's on a great run. Jon Jones, if you want to solidify your heavyweight championship, I think you'd be beating Tom Aspinall, especially if he washes Curtis Blaydes. That's it, man. You have to fight him. Curtis Blaydes is a tried and true UFC veteran. I mean, it would just be absolutely awesome. Curtis Blaydes is on a tear right now. I would love to see that. Drop your comments down below. Would you rather see Jon Jones fight Stipe's old ass or freaking Tom Aspinall? I'm Tom Aspinall all day. Who wins? I think Jon Jones is ultimately the GOAT. But I love Tom Aspinall. I think Tom Aspinall's striking is so dynamic. His submissions are so good. But Jon Jones' wrestling is so good. And his fight IQ is just above and beyond. Like, it's really hard to ever think, to go against Jon Jones, if that makes sense. But I would love to see that fight. Guys, while I'm looking for this next video, let me go ahead and put this on silent. If you're looking, about 5 years ago, got into a wreck, broke my back. I used to bodybuild. I'll put a picture somewhere up here if I remember to. It doesn't look like it now, but I used to take gear, guys. And if you want the tried and true place to get gear from reputable sources, visit my link down below if you want tried and true gear. Also, visit buckabuzz.com, link in the description, buckabuzz.com. Type in bear in the notes, just so they know my viewers are seeing it. It's the best way to spend $5. They have energy drinks. They have gummies. I mean, these are awesome. There's 5 gummies in this package, 10 milligrams each. It's Delta 9, the real stuff, legal THC. It's not that synthetic Delta 8. So do me a favor, guys. Go ahead and look at the links down in my description. All right, let's go ahead. We're going to be going over Max Holloway is actually responding to Illia Topuria.
He responds to Illia Topuria's recent comments. During a recent interview with Marca, Topuria blamed Holloway for the fight holdup, saying that Max is unavailable for the title fight due to family issues.
Esperan una vez al alcance ya por tiempos, es imposible.
No por mí, no es por mí.
Me llamaron de que Max Holloway no, que estaba teniendo problemas familiares, que luego no podía bajar de peso, luego que quería pelear en la categoría superior. No sé, la verdad. No tengo ni idea.
Now, during a recent live stream on Kick, Holloway fired back at Topuria, saying that the UFC featherweight champ is the one who is holding up the fight.
Update with Illia, brother. The only update I get is when he's on social media just yapping his mouth. The update I get is the same update you guys get on social media, bro. It is ridiculous. Man was trying to like paint it like he had no idea, but whenever you start lying with saying it's not my side, that's how you definitely know it's your side. Bro, that guy be talking, bro. You can't even. That guy looked like he's going through it right now in the interview too. Look like he's on a bender. Like the interview, he's talking about me like looks like he's on a bender, bro. Not even gonna lie. Hope he's good. I should just reach out to him behind the scenes and be, hey, brother, you good? You know, be a good person.
Interesting, guys. I hope I don't get demonetized for him playing Drake in the background. But yeah, so, you know, Bless MMA, Max Holloway saying, hey, Illia Topuria is the one ducking me, not the other way around, guys. If you know Max Holloway, this guy, he has been in the UFC since he was like 18 years old. You would think he's like 50 years old, at least I do now, but he's actually still in his prime. He has been the gatekeeper of the featherweight division for years because he could not beat Volkanovski. Went up to lightweight, freaking knocked out Gaethje in the last round, but he literally made Gaethje his bitch for 5 rounds. I love Justin Gaethje so much. It means no disrespect. I am just talking candidly here. And then he knocked him out literally last second. Phenomenal fight. I mean, oh my gosh. So, first off, who do you think wins that fight? Max versus Topuria at featherweight? Who wins? Especially now that Max, you know, when you become champion, BMF champion, you get 30% better. He knocked out Justin Gaethje, guys. Blessed MMA claims to be the best boxer in the UFC. Illia Topuria is undoubtedly one of the best freaking boxers in the UFC, dude. I love his boxing. He's like a velociraptor on the freaking hunt. I mean, it is so beautiful, and he's just patient. He's just patient. And I like how he slips out and how he bends his knees. I mean, his head movement's there. It's he's not as much volume as Max Holloway, but he picks his shots by tearing into the body, and then he gets up into his uppercuts and his hooks, and they're just devastating. So, who wins at featherweight? Also, who wins at heavyweight, at lightweight? Because what if Topuria is like, hey, Bless, I want to go get your BMF belt at lightweight? Who wins that fight now? Will Max Holloway knock out Illia Topuria like Sean O'Malley is claiming, guys? If you like my video, guys, please subscribe, like, comment, help a brother out, help me feed my child. He's a 2-year-old. He's so hungry, so subscribe for me. I have like 3 dogs and a cat. They're all hungry. If you don't subscribe, I don't know how I'm going to feed them. So with that, I love y'all so much. Thank you so much for the support. I'm out. Peace. Shama.